Sorry, chat. I changed it up on you a little bit. Changed it up on you a little bit. But we are back. We are back. And let me tell you, I don't know, because again, I know we have some folks that aren't from the US, so you may not have these wherever you are. But, if you guys know what Nutter Butters are, just saying, when you need some salt and sugar in a hurry, some very quick calories, you can't beat them. Anyway, they're very, very good. Very, very good. At least I think so. Anyway. So for those of you that may not be American, you don't know. Nutter Butter is basically a peanut butter cookie. It's actually shaped kind of like a peanut. And it's just a normal sugar cookie, but it has like a... If you know how Oreos are, how Oreos have the cream filling, it's basically that, except instead of a sugar icing filling, it's like a peanut butter type of frosting or filling. They're actually really good. I like them. That and pairing it with my classic honey old fashioned. It's a good combination. It's a good combination. But with that being said, let's actually get back into it, shall we? Let us say that the BRB is officially over. And actually, now that I think about it, I need to rename that. Hold on a second. There we go. Because I keep hitting the wrong BRB text. The peanut butter filled sandwich cookie. Oh no, if you have like a peanut allergy, do not eat these. Because unlike a lot of American junk food, it does actually have peanuts in it. I mean, yes, now, that's like, why do Australians love Vegemite? Why do Central Europeans love sauerkraut? What's the deal with natto in Japan? Like, there are all sorts of things all over the world in countries all over the world that most people think are fucking disgusting. But locally, people love that shit. I mean, you would never catch me eating beans on toast, but apparently in the UK they can't get enough of that shit. So, you know, it's a regional thing. But at any rate, let's say we get this party started. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with sauerkraut, Tony. It's just that sauerkraut is largely accepted to be an acquired taste. Like, sauerkraut is very disgusting to a lot of people. Like, I've met many, many people that can't even stand the smell of sauerkraut. And it's basically just pickled cabbage. It's not that... Like, it's not that it's some kind of gross thing like that cheese with the maggots that jump at your face or anything like that, but, like, you know. It's just regional stuff. Just regional stuff. Anyway, let's get started, chap. Let's get underway to the Kestrel Lancers DLC. We're gonna depart from Jackson. And here we go, they're calling us up again. I'm Marshal Jackson Davian of the Crucis Lancers, 2nd Battalion. You know us better as the Kestrel Lancers. Colonel Sortek has informed me that you'll be serving out your contract as an independent battle mech detachment under my command. We're glad to have you aboard. We need all the help we can get. I'll be honest with you, Commander, the Kestrel Lancers have seen better days. My predecessor was posted on the border with the Draconis Combine and suffered heavy losses at the hand of House Kurita's raids during the Third Succession War. While on paper we may still officially exist as a full battalion of the Crucis Lancers, the reality is that First Prince Davian is weighing our deactivation due to our current numbers. We've been aggressively recruiting to fix this, but I need experienced soldiers to build up a reliable corps that I can count on to get the job done and train up our fresh talent. After seeing your performance up close during the Galahad War Games, I'm confident your unit is exactly what the Kestrel Lancers need at the moment. Although you've been contracted to us as a mercenary, officially you'll be added to the Kestrel Lancers roster as a Special Operations Battle Mech Company under my command. We want to preserve an appearance of strength to our enemies while rebuilding is underway. Take your time to prepare your mechs and gear, and then head to your nearest jump point. The AFFS will charter a command circuit to bring you to the Crucis Lancers home base on Mira. Be prepared for anything, Commander. With Hans Davian's upcoming wedding to Melissa Steiner, the armed forces have been put on high alert. We'll provide you with a full briefing once you get to Mira. So once again, Mercenary Company signing on with a great house and jumping directly into a situation that we have absolutely no intel on. Yeah, sounds about right. Let's make it hot, chat. I mean, it's not all that uncommon.
Husband,
Grumby.
in
It's
honor
not.
of our marriage, I give you a regiment of battle mechs and the means to support them in perpetuity.
My love, in honor of our marriage,
Yay, tabletop.
I give you a vast prize. The Capellan Confederation.
Lancers, we have been called to war. Operation Rat is a go. Our objective? To cripple the Confederation's military-industrial complex, to bloody their most fanatic battle mech regiments, and to take their territory for our own, thus securing our borders for our newfound alliance with House Steiner. To do this, all 8 of the Crucis Lancer RCTs have been called upon to take one system, the most vital planet targeted by the Federated Suns, the fortress world of Tikhonov. Defended by numerous battle mech regiments, a vast network of man-made fortifications, and one of the most hardened planetary militias of the entire Inner Sphere. For over 600 years, Tikhonov has stood as an indomitable bastille, repelling all who dare to challenge its gauntlet of defenses. But the planet itself is a prize like no other. A fully self-sufficient world virtually untouched by the chaos of the succession wars. Heavily industrialized with an astronomical abundance of natural ore and mineral mining that fuels a booming planetary economy and acts as the foundation for Tikhonov's true prize, battle mech factories. Responsible for the manufacturing of large portions of the Capellan Confederation's heavy battle mech forces, and considered to be the lifeblood to the CCAF's war machine. Taking Tikhonov and its mech factories from the Confederation will rob them of one of their military's most vital resources and add it to our own. But the defenders of Tikhonov are among the most fanatical supporters of the Capellan state, many of them lifelong residents of the region. Expect them to fight with unparalleled levels of ferocity to defend their homeworld. First Prince Hans Davian has personally charged the Crucis Lancers with this mission: to break the unbreakable fortress world and claim its mech factories in the name of the Federated Suns. And as God is our witness, we will not misplace the faith that he has put into all of us. We will bend Tikhonov and any other Capellan world that stands in our way to our will.
So can we just talk for a second about how an operation to invade and attack the Capellan Confederation is somehow called Operation Rat? Again, thematically on point. Also, in typical Inner Sphere Great House fashion, we have this glorious, heroic cutscene with the music playing and all that, and the dudes are basically like, hey, by the way, we're gonna invade these systems and kill all these people that are defending their homes, but we're the good guys. We're the good guys. I mean, again, on brand for Davian. We're killing, raping, and pillaging. We're taking over all this territory that doesn't belong to us, but we're the good guys. We are, in fact, the good guys. Maybe that's the Taurian in me talking, but I'm just saying. Anyway. Offered to join the thing, 1 month warning. Sure. Yeah, we already reviewed his offer. We're doing the thing. So what are we doing? The invasion of Tikhonov has begun. Over 300 dropships. That's a lot of space, booba. That's a lot of space, booba. Over 300 dropships carrying all 8 regiments of the Crucis Lancers are continuing a high-G burn towards the planet. Our flotilla's aerospace escort has just fought back the Knight Riders' Deep Space Interdiction Force. That's a hell of a name. Leaving only one more obstacle that we must clear before we make planetfall. The Kestrel Lancers have been tasked with destroying a series of anti-dropship batteries located on Tikhonov's first moon, Doria. These batteries, combined with the remaining Knight Rider aerospace fighters, could do some serious damage to the Lancers' invasion force as they try to breach the planet's atmosphere. So it's imperative that we clear the way for our fellow Lancers. This war is just beginning, so remember your training, watch each other's backs, and do not overcommit your forces in this opening engagement. We'll still need mechs at the ready for when we make planetfall. Let's show the rest of the Crucis Lancers what the new Kestrel Lancers can do. So let's show the rest of the Crucis Lancers what some mercenaries can do, is what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. We'll take salvage, we'll take money. That should fill out our shares. And, yeah, I think we're good. I think we are good. So we got a 245-ton drop limit. So I think we'll need to revise what we're taking into battle here. Let's see. Some T-bolts, I think, are going to be a good pick. Nice, sturdy, durable mechs with decent firepower. Maybe put in the Wolverine as well. And then, what does that leave us? Chat, where are my math nerds at? How many tons is that? Is that 80 tons? I think that's 80 tons, right? Is that enough for the awesome? No. That's only 60 tons. I never said I was good at math, chat. What do we have? I guess we could take the other Wolverine. 2 Wolverines, 2 Thunderbolts. That's a respectable lance. Alright. Who do we got that's gonna have some affinities here? Since all of our pilots have finished their training, looks like Jonah's got some Wolverine experience. As for T-bolts, though, Mara's got some T-bolt experience, but most of the rest of the company has not spent a lot of time in the T-bolts. So, let's see. Sereni, you haven't gotten much time in the cockpit. You're in. You are in. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's make it hot, chat. Begin checking your stream out. Also, you know the computer does the math for you, right? It does indeed, Paulie. But I was trying to figure out how many tons we had to play with in order to figure out what mech I wanted to bring. So, yes, I do know that the computer does the math for you, but I still like to think. Believe it or not, if you use your brain even when you don't have to, sometimes that's a good thing. Yeah, let's make it hot. Let's do it. Let's do it, chat. Yeah. Don't worry, Tony. That Thunderbolt is unpainted because it hasn't earned its colors yet. It needs to be blooded first. In this company, we take the mechs out for a spin first, and if the mech survives its first engagement, then we paint it. Brain use good, but brain hurt wouldn't do that. That's fair. That's fair. That's a real concern in the modern era. But I'm a firm believer that the brain, like any other muscle, atrophies with this use. Just because you have a calculator doesn't mean you shouldn't try to do math in your head when you have the opportunity.
The Kestrel Lancers have been tasked with destroying the arrays and clearing the way for the remaining Lancer regiments to make planetfall. Your strike forces assigned targets have been marked on your HUD. The remaining Kestrel Lancers will be executing similar strikes against targets of their own. Show the second what you're made of, Commander.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we already showed you guys what we're made of. That's why you hired us. We're not the company of unproven mech jacks that need to build up our experience. FYI. Like, that was literally in the letter that you sent me, where you were like, hey, we really want you on our team because we need some experience. Like, I'm just saying.
Targets is flying in.
Is it? They actually gave me an arrow. Where is it? I done seen it. I done seen it. Where are they? Get out of here, turret cartel. Oh, it's an Igor. Oh, they already shut it down. Well, shit. And Steady711 subscribing or priming with the Prime sub. Thank you for the Prime, Steady, and welcome to the Cult of Bad Tactical Decisions. Hopefully you enjoy your stay, and we have only one flavor of Kool-Aid, but it is Ecto Cooler. We do hope that you enjoy your time with the cult.
We can't risk giving the Confederation any more time to dig into their position.
Get stepped on, nerd.
Thinking like that is the reason humanity's seen 300 years of technological regression. All because of these bloody succession wars.
Watch your tone, Tech. We have a job to do. We can argue about historical preservation later.
Alright, there we go. Follow the line of men. Behind is such a gem of salt during this whole thing. Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with the sentiment though. Like, I mean, let us not forget that the whole reason that the clans were able to just run roughshod over the entirety of the Inner Sphere military machine during the invasions is because while the Inner Sphere was busy blowing up all of their technology and industrial bases, the clans were just advancing. Like, while I know that the clans in general are kind of stupid, they're a great contrast of what the Inner Sphere, at least technologically, could have been like if they hadn't spent, 1,000 years blowing each other up. And again, kind of a microcosm for humanity. If we weren't so busy killing each other, what might humanity have accomplished in 300 or 400 years?
You're coming up on one of the anti-dropship arrays now, Commander. Only tangle with the defenders if you feel you need to. Once those guns are silenced, the militia will be stranded on this rock anyways. We have a long war ahead of us, so be sure not to take on any unnecessary risks.
Listen, Marshall, I don't know exactly how you train your people, but my people know that the only way to win and the only way to get better is in the fiery crucibles of combat. Or, as the old Terran saying goes, stay strapped or get clapped. So you gotta be ready to throw down. Any day, any time. Alright, I'm gonna let you guys handle that, Irby. I'm gonna see, can I just punch this? I can, but it doesn't really do much. Hey you, come here. Come here. Get punched, nerd. Get punched again. Let's see, it looks like we got some turrets, maybe some vehicles out there, not quite sure. Not quite sure. I'm not a huge fan of honor in war, and I've said this before, like, if you're fighting for honor and not to win, then you're doing it wrong. You clearly did not understand the assignment. War is about winning. It's about beating the other guy. And if you're doing anything that doesn't further that goal, then you are not doing it right. Why? Please explode? Thank you. Please explode faster. Well, and again, we kind of talked about this before, Mate, is there's a difference between fighting with honor and fighting for honor. When you fight with honor, that's a respectable thing, and I think all soldiers should fight with honor where the situation allows for it. And what I mean when I say fighting with honor means don't kill civilians, don't destroy targets you don't need to, fight the enemy on reasonable terms, you know, that kind of stuff. That's fighting with honor. But fighting for honor, i.e., you made fun of the person who rules my nation, therefore I'm going to go to war with you and kill millions of civilians because I don't like what you said about the king or the queen. That's fucking stupid. And anybody who fights a war for that reason is also likewise stupid. I'm not a huge fan of nationalism, if you can't tell. Because nations very rarely have the interests of their own people in mind. Like, if you want to fight to defend your home. Fight to defend your neighbors. Don't fight to defend the bruised ego of some person who literally doesn't even know who you are. And wouldn't care one fucking second if you died in fighting for their name. Which are examples of right reasons to fight for war. I don't think there are any right reasons to fight for war, but there are justified reasons. Have we not... Oh, there are more orbital cannons. I was like, wait a minute, have we not destroyed all the orbital cannons? I mean, I don't think there's any right reason to fight a war. But I think there are justified reasons. Some problems can only be solved with violence. And as sad as that is to say, it's just the human condition. Like, some people become so powerful and stand for such evil ideas that you can't solve that problem with anything other than violence because it's the only thing they understand. But again, these are the types of questions that the Battletech setting forces you to ask yourself.
Forming on you.
Guys, are you okay? You seem very confused right now. Who is this? Who is this? This is Jonah. Jonah, get with the program. Mara. Sereni, let's go. Come on. Get with the program here, guys. Yeah, Sierra has the right of it. Like, I've said before, I think conflict is in human nature. It's... As any living thing, we all want to fight for our own best interests. And oftentimes, those interests are in conflict with each other. I mean, being part of a nation doesn't necessarily benefit you or I in the grand scheme of things, but it benefits the nation and by extension allows us to live an easier life. So, you know, again, like I said, these are the big questions that Battletech would like you to ask yourself is the nature of war, the nature of that particular part of the human psyche. Like, what is war? What is it good for, as the song said? You know, like asking the question, what is a justified war? And more importantly, you know, what is an appropriate cost for a justified war? So, you know, you say, if you're going to war, but like during Battletech, when you're destroying entire swaths of civilization and mechs and factories and just basically destroying the entire industrial base of the inner sphere, then it's like, okay, when you look at the fact that all of those wars were to fight over who got to be in charge of a star league that no longer existed, was any of that war actually worth it? And it's easy for us to look at the fictional setting and say, obviously no. But when you apply that critical thinking to, you know, the real world, it becomes a lot more gray. Well, shit, chat. I've only just now realized that I've basically wasted all of our, well, probably half of our autocannon ammo on destroying these objectives instead of killing mechs. I probably should have been using my lance mates to do more damage to these things. Mate, I'm not sure if you have the starting screen. You might be having an issue with the stream. Try refreshing your page. It is Saturday, and we are playing during prime time, so it's possible you could be getting some hiccups.
We read you, Marshal Davian. Return to your dropships and prepare your forces for planetfall. We'll see you on the ground.
Acknowledged. All stations move to.
All right, we did relatively well here.
We have an invasion to get to.
Oh, I see you, donkeys. Oh, well, we're all out. You're out of autocannon ammo.
We're on it, Commander.
We're all out of autocannon ammo.
We're after. Take it out.
Take him out, boys. Take him out. I think I'm gonna take a hop off of this cliff to get to the dropship just a little bit faster. Oh no. Oof. Well, to your point, Ernst, I think a lot has been said about Starship Troopers and the fact that quite a few people that have read the books or watched the movies or, you know, have gotten entrenched in the lore don't quite understand that, you know, a nation by soldiers, for soldiers, to the exclusion of everything else sounds like a great idea on paper. But again, you know, what is an army without an enemy? Or, you know, to use that classic saying, to a hammer, everything looks like a man. Alright, chat, let's see what we got on the salvage. We actually got another blackjack, which we do need for the sake of a cantina mission, which is kind of sad, because this one's in decent shape. So we may strip it before we turn it in. And I see you, Swift Draw. Hydration income. Let's see, why did the bot bop you, Erst? Oh, you did? Well, you used a word the bot doesn't like. Alright, let's see. So we're taking the blackjack. That's 13 salvage picks. That only leaves us with 5 more. We could potentially take an Irby, but honestly, based on the salvage on the field, I think I'd rather take some lasers. I wish they had some SRM6s that we could grab, but sadly they don't. So I think we'll just take some Frank's Red Hot, take a large laser, and yeah, I think that'll be alright. It's always good to grab a little equipment every now and then. A solid opening salvo, but this war is just getting started. Doria was manned mostly by planetary militia. While they might have been some of the toughest militia in the inner sphere, they still don't hold a candle to the hardened CCAF regiments. That's Capellan Confederation Armed Forces, for those of you that aren't good with the overuse of acronyms. They call Tikhonov home. Always assume the next fight is going to be tougher than the last, and that it will come sooner than you think. So be sure to pace yourself and your personnel out there. Our next operation is scheduled to commence in 15 days. Oh, you're actually giving me time in between missions. If your mechs are in need of repair, be sure to get your tech started on them immediately. Even if they won't be ready for your next deployment, get their repairs in the queue. Might be the difference between life and death in the coming months of this campaign. Always remember, Operation Rat will not be a sprint. It's going to be a marathon. Don't tell me that and then tell me you've only given me 15 days to repair my mechs. So never overcommit to a single battle if it means we'll lose the war. So, now that we have the blackjacks, I think we stripped the one that we grabbed, for starters. Because it does have some decent tier weaponry in it that I think is worth taking out of it. They got some good medium short bursts. I don't know how I feel about an AC2 burst fire. But the rest of the equipment is worth taking. So we'll go ahead and strip that down. The game is kind of chugging, though. That is definitely a thing. Would it be profitable to buy mech parts for C-bills and sell completed mechs, or would it be profitable in the long run? Mate, in this version of Yet Another Mech Lab, it's not super profitable to take mech parts and then put them together and sell the salvage. Because, just as an example, because I know we've got at least 1 or 2 mechs. Like here, we want to put together a trebuchet. If I was going to sell a treb, well, sadly, I only have a hero treb, so it's a little bit skewed. But we would probably only get 1 or 2 million for selling a trebuchet. The thing is, if I go to put this thing together, it's going to cost me 1 million C-bills. I'll probably get 1.1, maybe 1.2 million. So our profit on that is only going to be a couple 100,000. So it's not really worth it. The scrap is good, like, if you want to build that mech and then keep it. But in terms of trying to do, like what we did in the BTA campaign, where you would get the salvage, put it all together, and then turn around and sell the mech, it doesn't really work that way in Mechwarrior. At least not the way that we currently have the settings put together. But speaking of, do we really want a treb? Because I don't think we do. I don't think we do. But we do have a lot of mechs that need to be repaired, so let's go ahead and get that stuff underway. As Davian Pretty Boy told us, he's not wrong about the whole, you know, getting the mechs put back together so that we've got them when the fight starts. But yeah, the game is really chugging for some reason. I mean, maybe it's the mods. I know the mods do have some adverse effects on performance, but still feels like it's a little chunkier than it normally is. But the Marauder didn't survive its engagement, so it's earned its colors. Let's go ahead and slap that paint on there, as you do. And, yeah, I think we're in good shape. That's everything being put together, or in the instance of the Blackjack, we're actually stripping it down. Kestrel Lancers. Thanks to your valiant efforts on Doria, the entirety of the Crucis Lancers were able to make planetfall with minimal casualties. Since making planetfall, we've learned that This is why you shouldn't drink on an empty stomach, chat. I know you guys were saying that earlier, but I'm having some trouble with the words. The Capellan Confederation Strategic Military Director, Pavel Rinsic, is presently on Tikhonov leading the Capellan Defenders. This bodes incredibly well for our war efforts, as capturing or eliminating Rinsic could end this war before it even starts. You know, 1,000 people have said that over the course of the Inner Sphere, my friend, and every single one of them have been wrong. But we can't get ahead of ourselves. The Crucis Lancers' next objective is to take control of major population centers and, most importantly, secure Tikhonov's numerous spaceports on the planet. The 6th and 8th Crucis will be assigned to the capital of Tikhograd. The 7th is dropping to secure the primary Earthworks limited battlemech factories, while the remaining Crucis Lancers units will fan out and take out other major population centers around the planet. The Kestrel Lancers have been assigned to take the mining town of... located high in the Kazan mountain range. Although it's a small township compared to the other population centers, it's an important one as it remains close to the major mineral mining operations and has an active spaceport located nearby that's used to ship refined minerals off-planet. No spaceport is too minor when it comes to planetary conquest, so, despite its size, it's still heavily defended. MIIO Intelligence estimates that the entirety of the Ariana Grenadiers... Wait, Ariana Grande's on this planet? The entirety of the Ariana Grenadiers has been sent to garrison the planet and its surrounding area. The Crucis Lancers Aerospace Wing plans on bombarding the Grenadiers while they're in the open. which will force them to pull back into the city itself. The Kestrel Lancers will move on them and clean out whatever Grenadier forces remain after the aerospace jacks are done with them. Our assault will commence in 2 weeks. Prepare your forces accordingly. We kind of already did that, but thanks. Alright, Ansi, well, good to have you. Glad you could join us. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Saturday for some Mechwarrior 5 action, and I hope that the rest of your weekend goes outstanding. Again, thank you for your time. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being a part of the community with us. We do appreciate it. And thanks for having that Founder's Badge, too. We gotta thank those people with the first next to their name, because those are the people that have been here since the very beginning. Well, almost the very beginning, anyway. Alright, we'll take salvage, we'll fill out with sea bills, you know how it works. And, let's see, the mission starts in 15 days. Does that mean that these mechs will be ready in 15 days? I wasn't really paying attention when we were putting them all back together. I mean, we're right there on the tonnage limit, so... Again, for me, it's a if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of situation. Let's see. I mean, it's not telling me that the mechs won't be ready, and it normally does. So I'm just gonna do it. Let's do it, chat. Let's make it hot. Yeah, it looks like all the mechs are ready. Out fucking standing. You love to see it. Let's go. Let's go, chat. Let's get it done. Yeah, don't worry, TDO Stalker. When we do the official Tenori Tigers career, I will absolutely go with the garish paint themes. Sereni's mech is in fact blooded. You're right. I just forgot to do the paint. I did forget to do the paint, but thanks for reminding me. Well, we'll have to fix that after this mission.
Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Crucis Lancers regiments have been assigned to take cities adjacent to regional spaceports to secure our foothold within the system, while the 6th and 8th Crucis RCT makes an advance on the capital city of Tikograd. We have been assigned to take and hold the mining city of Gizhiga and its small spaceport high in the Kazan mountain range. Our fighters report that they have inflicted heavy casualties against
Oh,
the
that's a
Ariana
Warhammer way
Grenadiers
out there.
defending the region, pushing them back into the city itself. Their remaining Op-4 and some planetary militia have held themselves up in the city and have refused to surrender to our forces. So we've been ordered to move against them and clear them out. Taking out all Grenadier forces should force the Tikhonov militia to surrender, so Grenadier IFFs will be highlighted as primary targets on your HUD. Our best estimate is that there is roughly a company's worth of active Grenadiers in the city that we will need to clear out. So let's get to work, Lancers.
Look, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Calling them the Ariana Grenadiers and not the Ariana Grandemiers is a missed opportunity, okay? And I am very disappointed.
It looks like that mech had some valuables on it.
Oh,
Go over and pick it up. Let's see if there's anything we can use.
that's a new one on me.
Good. Our munitions can be restocked.
Oh, god damn it. It's always the fucking ballistic. Look, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. We did run out of autocannon ammunition on the last mission, so... Maybe having some more ballistic ammo is not a bad thing. Although it probably would have come in handy a little later in the mission.
Pow! One down!
Goddamn turret cartel.
To attack cities housing civilian populations.
The Ares conventions were renounced at the beginning of the First Succession War, and even if they were still ratified, the Grenadiers taking refuge in the city would still constitute a military target under the conventions. I don't like it any more than you do. Urban combat is dirty work, but in this case, the Grenadiers are forcing our hand. If we crush their main body, the hope is that their remaining forces should capitulate to us. But the Grenadiers are fanatical supporters of the Capellan state, so it's anyone's guess as to what they will do. Let's hope their compassion for their people exceeds their desire to draw out this engagement any longer.
Sounds like Davian has also not subscribed to the Ares suggestions. Much like the Taurian Concordant, only in the Concordant we didn't pretend like we gave a shit. So, you know, just saying.
contact with the Grenadiers. They are using the inner city as cover. All Lancer forces, advance into the city and flush
Well, that
it out.
hurt.
Heavy metal spotted.
Is this really how you've chosen to die, my friend?
New target fire starter.
Let's see, we got a fire starter, a panther, and a griffin. I mean, technically the griffin's the biggest target, maybe not the most dangerous.
Grenadier forces are showing losses. Let's keep the
Speaking of,
momentum
let's get into thermal vision. Because I'm having difficulty seeing the mechs through all of the explosions and debris. Which is, I know, a very mercenary thing to say, given the context of the mission that we're currently doing. But hey, you know what? It wouldn't be Battletech without some war crimes. So, you know, we're just doing what any good mercenary company would do in the inner sphere.
I'm showing half of all primary targets have been destroyed. Keep it up.
Yeah, exactly. You guys get it. The Taurians were like, oh, you're gonna say, hey, we have the most powerful weapons at our disposal, but we're not gonna use them because of some fucking words on paper? Like, nah, bro. Which, again, I'm being extremely reductive for the purpose of humor. I mean, you stepped into the squared circle with me, son. What the hell did you think you were gonna catch besides heavy fire?
You planned that shot. Nice. Target shared and engaging.
Oh, it's an Irby. It's only an AC-10 Irby, though. Well, I say only. An AC-10 can still hurt quite a bit. Yeah, that 360 rotation on the Irby is such a pain in the ass. Like, I'm so used to being able to get behind a mech, and the Irby's just like, nope.
Grenadier forces, you have fought bravely for your cause, but the battle is lost. Surrender and no further harm will come to you or Diziga. Very well. Have it your way. Kestrel Lancers, finish the fight. Ariana Grenadier forces have been neutralized. Commander, secure your position and prepare to receive relief forces. With any luck, the other
Well,
7
shit.
Lancer regiments meet with similar success.
I guess it's a good thing he said finish the fight. What was he gonna do if, you know, they had that conversation and then he was like, well, actually, guys, stand down, and, like, everybody's already dead. I feel like that would have been really awkward, but thankfully it didn't work out that way. Alright, let's do... Oh, wow, we actually got some engine cores in the salvage. You love to see it. We've only got 18 salvage picks, though, which is kind of unfortunate. So we can either take an engine core... how much would it cost? Oh, mama. So in theory, this Warhammer still has its engine core. So theoretically, we spend 1.6 million buying it, but we might make more than that selling it. Eh. Nah, we're not gonna play that game. I'll take the 320 core and a couple of medium lasers. In fact, I'll pay another 100k okay for another tier 2 medium laser. You could always use more medium lasers. Alright, outstanding. And we got our 2 blackjack mechs. Now let me see, did we actually have enough time to strip that mech? Oh shit. Okay, here we go. Kestrel Lancers, I have an important announcement. Last night, we received word that Pavel Rinzik has abandoned Tikhonov. The 6th, 7th, and 8th Cruces attempted to capture him, but bad weather prevented the aerospace wings from being able to pursue Rinzik's dropship as he fled the system. Across Tikhonov, coordinated resistance to our invasion is beginning to break apart. Remaining Capellan units are fleeing into the wilderness, unable to get to their dropships now that we have firm control over Tikhonov's spaceports. The capital of Tikhograd is in talks with the armed forces of the Federated Suns to negotiate terms of surrender for the city and many of the major civilian population centers on Tikhonov. We're hoping that they will help us broker a surrender from the remaining Capellan forces now trapped on Tikhonov. But until that time, the trapped Capellan forces remain a threat. While our blitzkrieg not a good word to use, while our blitzkrieg worked at disrupting their defenses and taking firm control of the system's spaceports, it also allowed for large numbers of Confederation forces to withdraw into the wilderness where they'll undoubtedly regroup and en masse. Thanks to the efforts of the 7th Cruces and their liberation of the Head Earthworks limited facilities on Tikhograd, we're able to identify a hidden Earthworks mech production facility deep in the Kazan mountain range less than 600 clicks south of our current position. Our liaison with the Ministry of Information, Intelligence, and Operations, because we only use the abbreviations when it's convenient, believes that this will be where the Capellans will make their attempt to regroup their forces. As a closest unit stationed to this hidden facility, Command wants the Kestrel Lancers to move against this installation and capture it before the Capellans are allowed to fortify their position and resupply. Taking this facility should cut the legs out from the remaining Confederation forces in system, so be sure to bring the biggest mechs you can muster in time for this fight. We'll be moving against the facility shortly. Finish the fight strong, Lancers. I mean, I would love to bring the heaviest metal I can. I have a feeling your tonnage limit isn't going to let me do that. And let's see, Ladder Stalls HD is priming. Thank you for the prime sub, Ladder Stalls, and welcome to the cult of fan tactical decisions. I do appreciate the support, and man, apparently I missed an hour ago Swift Draw cheering with, let's see, that's what did, 1,600 Bezos bucks, saying nostalgic music to rock to. I assume you were talking about the Red Alert music that we were playing back during the BRB. So thank you again, Swift Draw, for the support, and thank you, Ladder Stalls, for the Prime sub. Again, it allows you to use your Amazon Prime account to subscribe to one Twitch channel, so I absolutely thank you for using it here. Sorry, chat. Had to stretch. Suddenly, the communists rise to power. Well, I don't know about all that. But let's get into the mech bay. Let's get these mechs repaired. It looks like the work order is going to exceed the time limit that we have. These things happen. These things do happen. The blackjack still has not been fully stripped, which is disappointing, but that's okay. We'll make do. We'll make do. Alright, what's this next mission? Just gonna be a campaign mission. Continue. Again, we'll take max salvage. We'll fill out the rest of C-bills, and oh. Alright, well I guess we'll take some damage coverage too. Why not? If they're gonna give me that many picks. We're gonna have to ditch the 7H, the Hero Wolverine, because it's not gonna be ready in time. Let's see. What's our tonnage limit? Alright, so we could take potentially a 55 tonner, a 60 tonner. We got options. We got options, chat. Maybe we take the Crusader and go a little bit over, or alternately we could take the Hero Trench Bucket. Just go out there and get wild. SLDF would have been a big stick keeping the great houses at bay, and you could have an imposter pose as a Cameron. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the whole Star League Civil War thing, or the Amaris Civil War. Let's see. I think we take the same pilots. I'll drop the commander, and I think it was it Shenzing that we were using? Well, he doesn't really have much affinity for this thing either. You know what? I think Erst would have fun. I think Erst would have fun in the hero trench bucket, so we'll send him out on that thing. Still need to paint the other Thunderbolt. You're right. When you're right, you're right. And you are right. Let's get that shit done. Apologies, Thunderbolt. You earned these colors a couple of missions ago, but I've been slipping. I've been slipping. There you go. Enjoy. Enjoy. Now let's get to the mission, and let's make it hot. Cross missile barrage. Correct. Correct. Fire all the missiles. All of the missiles. It looks like they did finish the Blackjack strip. So now that we've torn that down, we can finally turn in the Cantina mission for it.
The capital of Tikograd has surrendered.
All right.
Strategic Director Pavel Ridzik has fled the system.
Oh, this is another one of those linear stuck-in canyons missions.
Have fallen under our control. But the fight is not over. Davian intelligence has tracked the remaining Liao defenders to a hidden earthworks mech assembly plant and storage facility close to our forward operating base. Our mission is to finish the fight. Eliminate all Liao defenders and secure the earthworks production site. Kestrel Lancers, advance.
Commander, the entire second's crew...
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad, because no matter what happens, that war never seems to change. You know what they say, war never changes. I heard that once. Read it in a book. Oh, I heard that. This mission sucks. Well, you know, it's funny because I've had a lot of people say that about quite a few missions that we've done over the course of the previous campaign and this one. I mean, there have been a couple missions that were maybe a pain in the ass for various reasons, but I haven't found any missions that I expressly disliked. Like, none that I would argue that I just straight up hated.
Marshal Davian, we have made contact with Liao defenders screening the base. We're engaging now. We've made it to the outer perimeter.
Chad, I'm not gonna lie.
Large amounts of static defenses.
I've identified the turret's control center, marking it on the HUD now. If there is anyone with jump capabilities, we may be able to silence those turrets all at once.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kinda like... There's something about this track that has a very, like, to me at least, it has a very Front Mission 3 feel to it. God bless it. Guy's very nimble for a Vindicator.
You heard the boss.
Please take out the Blackjack if you don't mind. Oh, they brought a Grasshopper. Yeah, we don't have jump jets on this mech, so we're gonna have to do this the hard way. Oh, come on. Climb. Climb. Get up the mountain, you fucking mountain goat. There we go. There we go. Get up the mountain. Well, fuck it. I guess we'll just go up the ramp anyway. Just go up the ramp anyway. I don't know what this building is, but I'm gonna destroy it. It's supposed to shut down all the turrets, right? Is this like the turret control building in Mech Commander where you blow it up and all the turrets go offline? Oh, hi, Mark. Heat critical.
Marshal Davian, we
the turrets. Your forces are free to approach.
Okay, there we go. Nice. So I'll have all the donkeys regroup on me. Oh wait, I didn't have to because they follow me everywhere like a bunch of lost puppies. This is the factory, the turret controls are on top of it. Yeah, we took care of it somehow.
We have breached the facility's perimeter. IFF readings indicate additional hostiles both inside and outside the facility.
Commander Mason, you will secure the interior. Do your best to preserve as much of the facility as possible. A working mech production facility is much too valuable to destroy. All remaining Lancers, fan out and secure the exterior of this facility. Make sure no Liao forces escape.
Blimey, those are
If you say so,
cannons.
Fedrat.
One of the first new battle mechs designs in centuries.
Yes.
Whoa, whoa, hey, where the hell did that come from? Oh, it's fucking VTOLs, isn't it?
New mech design since the start of the Succession Wars. Even with it being mostly cobbled together by recycling components from other mechs, it's still an impressive battle mech.
This is a
Which is
very
why it is
interesting map
imperative that we
design.
minimize the damage to this facility.
Good old Cataphracts. God's ugly duckling of a battle mech.
Target is done.
Cataphract is ugly as sin. Can't argue that it's not effective, but it's still ugly as hell. What are you doing? I mean, if you wanted to die in the air, you could have just flown an aerospace fighter instead, my friend.
We got him.
Hi, Mark. You brought the wrong trebuchet to this engagement, my friend. Man, look at that comb over.
I am Marshal Jackson.
That guy
Davian of the
ain't
Second
fooling
Cruises
nobody with that comb
Lane.
over.
First Prince Hans Davian and the Federated
Hey, what?
Sons, we
What?
are here to come and
What are you
defend the
doing?
facility. Stand down and surrender, and no further harm will come to you or your people.
I feel like they're probably gonna take that out of the bill.
If you will not withdraw, then it is my duty to make sure that this facility becomes your tomb.
Commander, clear out the remaining enemy forces as fast as you can. They will most likely attempt to sabotage the facility rather than see it fall into our hands.
I mean, I'm making my way through as quick as I can, dude. This mech is faster than literally everything else on the field. What do you want me to do? Alright. Oh, hi, Mark. If you were gonna surprise me like that, you should have done better than a Phoenix Hawk, my dude. Like, if you would come around that corner with an Atlas, or a Charger, or an Awesome, I would have been a little more frightened. But coming around that corner with a Phoenix Hawk, all you did was get me moist.
Production line seems
Wait,
to
what?
have automated mech repair base handy. Make use of them while you can, Commander. No telling what we will face deeper
Well,
into this facility.
fuck it. If you're gonna give me a repair bay, I'm not gonna turn it down.
This complex in functional condition. Check your fire in these tight quarters and eliminate any enemies you encounter ASAP.
Okay, Davian mans. I heard you the first time. Blow up the enemies, don't blow up the other stuff. Got it. Doing my best here. Considering that I'm doing all the work for you, you might consider cutting me some fucking slack. Get wrecked, nerd. Oh shit, it's a raven. Well, I'm gonna leg you. I want that toy if I can get it.
We got you, boss.
And what's it with Capellans and Blackjacks? Something about Capellans and Blackjacks. I'm trying to wait for my guys to get here, but they seem very confused currently. Guys, if at any point you wanted to join me for the fucking war that's currently going on, that would be helpful. Blacks are cheap. Blackjacks are cheap AA mechs. Yeah, but we're not the ones with all the lemmings on the field. They're the ones that brought all the or brought all the aircraft.
I'm reading multiple mech reactor activations in your vicinity, Commander. Watch yourself.
Oh no, it's a Jenner. What am I gonna do? Oh, I guess that. Cataphract with ECM, huh? I wouldn't mind salvaging you as well. Let's see if we can't turn you into fillable salvage, eh? Better chances, at least. Guys, if it's not too much trouble, could you do literally anything helpful? Sorry, I already got what I needed out of your cousin, so I don't need you. Stopped at the factory gift shop. Clearly. I mean, I hope that the stuff is good. It's funny, you didn't seem to think that like 10 minutes ago when you thought there was still a chance that you could win. Funny how the boss is like, your lives aren't worth this, when it's already clear that they've lost, but up until that point, like, no, give your lives in defense of the cause. I mean, that's typical Great House. That's typical political leadership. That's not just a Great House thing, that's just a politics thing. Alright, let's see. Man, we got ECW stuff. Sadly, no Raven. That is a fucking tragedy. No Cataphract salvage either. Man, we got screwed on this one, chat. Like, in terms of the salvage, we got screwed on this. I mean, part of me wants to take the Raven salvage. Raven is what? 30 tons? 35 tons? I'm trying to think of how many pieces we would need to put one together. Is it worth taking the pics on the parts? I don't think it is. Let's see. It kind of feels like a waste, but let's say if I take Cataphract and Raven salvage. Because again, I hate the Cataphract as far as looks. I think it's ugly as sin. But it's still a pretty damn good mech. So we'll take Cataphract salvage. We'll take the Raven salvage. Oh, am I missing any? I think I got all the Raven salvage, chat. And then let's fill in the rest with whatever we can. We only got 4 picks left, so we can't... Well, I mean, I guess we could take what's left of this Irby, but nah. I'll take... Countermeasures might be good. I mean, there's not really any decent weapon systems is the problem. Nah, I'll take a probe. I prefer a probe. And then we'll just take a tier 0 medium laser to fill it out. The Raven is a good ECM scout, yes now. That's the reason I like it. I don't know how viable it'll be in Mechwarrior 5, because light mechs just tend to get bodied. But but I still want to try it. Oh look, they gave us a cataphract anyway. Nice. Mission accomplished, Lancers. Tikhonov is officially ours. Crucis Lancer Command has accepted the surrender of Tikograd and the major population centers around the planet. While pockets of resistance still exist, they currently do not possess the numbers or the coordination to be considered a major threat. The 8th Crucis will be indefinitely posted on assignment here to administer the transfer of power to the Federated Suns. From there, they'll be tasked with tracking down the remaining resistance and securing a perimeter on the entire system. As for the rest of the Lancers, all Mechwarriors and combat personnel have been granted a month's worth of leave for R&R. All command and technician personnel will remain focused on repairs and refitting our equipment for the next assignment. Yeah, the techs never get a vacation. The techs never get a vacation. Commander, while the enlisted personnel are on leave, you'll need to prepare your company for our next target. Be sure to use this month to retool any battlefield salvage, upgrade weapons, and prepare your forces in anticipation for our next fight. With the Lancers dividing up to invade multiple targets, prepare your forces to shoulder heavier direct combat operations. My dude, we've literally been doing all the fighting for you up until now. But don't neglect speed and utility, as we'll need to remain flexible and may have a need for high mobility operations depending on what's thrown at us. One final item, the liberation of the earthworks mech factories in Tikograd and Kazan have yielded a large surplus of near-complete mechs. Our techs were able to complete the construction of a number of cataphracts that were on the verge of being operational when we conquered the facilities. These mechs will be distributed to all Crucis Lancer battalions to replenish our forces lost in the campaign. Commander, your unit will be gifted a fresh cataphract as a combat bonus for the liberation of the Kazan facility. You're free to use it as you see fit. I mean, it saves me having to put one together. Once we ship out, we'll brief the battalion on our next objective. For now, get some rest while you can. Be sure to collect any company provisions from the market while we're all still together, and take this opportunity to perform any repairs and refits on your mechs and equipment before we deploy. Very nice. Very nice. Out-fucking-standing. And Swift Draw with 100 Bezos bucks saying hydrate. Do you not have points for the hydration? I will see your Bezos bucks. Hydration incoming, Swift Draw.